Hey there, everybody. I hope you're doing great. It's been like one of those really chaotic kind of days. It's spring, but it feels like winter. It's Wednesday, but it feels like a Monday. It's a new moon, but it feels like a retrograde. Just kind of one of those chaotic. Chaotic is all that I knew to say. I hope that y'all are doing good. I am in a place where I have got to settle, breathe, and get ready to meditate. I think, now this is just my opinion, and this is just how things work with me. It's super cool to meditate, but you almost have to be in a meditative state to cross your legs and sit down and meditate, or that's me. A lot, we talk a lot about how things are different for different people, and meditation is just one of those things that is different for different people. I very much enjoy it. I can only do about 7 to 10 minutes. I'm not one of these people that can sit for much longer than 10 minutes. So a short kind of meditation really does work for me. There's Yoga with Adrienne on YouTube. Highly recommend that. And she does, she'll do a 5-minute meditation, 7-minute meditation. And then from that, you go into, you can go into one of her yoga practices. I'll put a link in the description box below because she's just fantastic. Today, I'm settling after a really, a bit of a stressful day and a stressful morning. So we're just going to fold us up some magazine pages and kind of discover a bit of calm and cool at the moment. Maybe we were wishing we were at the ocean. I sure do wish that. The way that I handle magazine pages, you guys, is I just decide on the image that I want to capture. In this case, it was this image. And then I kind of even up the sides with the magazine page that I removed. I put that to the side because I really do like to use those for juicy edges. What we're going to do is we're going to fold a few pages, and then we're going to decorate them with a Grandin Road catalog. And I totally dig Grandin Road. I think that it is it's really such a beautiful catalog. Now with this one, I want to capture the designer's image right here. I really like that. I am going to cut off this part right here. I just kind of folded it into thirds. And I'm going to push this back about this far. Once you start folding and you kind of get into a rhythm of folding, it gets a little bit easier to visualize the finished folded page. I hope that makes sense. So we've got these two elements that we've already done. This girl needs some salt. Needs some salt air, some refreshment, just a bit of calm. And we can sit here and we can pretend that we are at the ocean. We can pretend that we are having a calm and peaceful day out on the sea, close to the sea, close to the sand, close to the surf. Such a magical, enchanted, wonderful place is the ocean. All right, we've got the creator here. I'm kind of liking this candle. You see it like right there? I'm just really liking that. I think what I'll do with this page is just cut this out. This should be about 4 inches. I can see that it's not quite 4 inches. I'm going to fold this up and then just do a cut right here. I turned the lights off, my filming lights off, because this magazine is shiny and I didn't want it to glare in your eyeballs. Okay, so we have this. I like the word collection, so I think I'll just go ahead and cut that out. Magazine pages, cutting them, folding them is highly soothing to me. I think a lot of times magazines remind me of being a little girl. When I was a little girl, my dad had a machine shop in Charlotte, North Carolina. And across the street from the machine shop was Chesapeake Paper Stock. Now, Chesapeake Paper Stock was where everybody dumped their paper. So if you had, you know, like, this was back in the day when there were newsstands. You would find, you know, books that the cover had been ripped off of, magazines that the cover had been ripped off of, because that's how you knew that they were out of circulation, right? And we would get to go over there, and before they went into the big hopper to be shredded, now that I'm thinking about that, that's probably a really dangerous thing, but Daddy always kept an eye on us. It wasn't like we were running wild over there. We were always very cautious. But we would get magazines and comics, books, newspapers, just things that, quite frankly, we just couldn't afford. That was just not something that, you know, my family did. You didn't have magazine subscriptions and fancy things like that. I know that sounds kind of funny, but it's true. So that was our outlet. That was like our Barnes & Noble. It's kind of like our Barnes & Noble going over to Chesapeake Paper Stock. It was always a lot of fun. You know, you would come back with Archie comics and Superman and Spider-Man and the Avengers and all the Marvel comics. It's always so much fun to go over there. So, you know, probably like to this very day, that's where a lot of my... Hold on just a minute. Okay, sorry about that. I had to go help Chris move a hood of a car. Yes, so I don't even remember what we were talking about. And then I got the puppies. Susie went outside. Susie's been eating huckleberries from the deck. And he has developed a little tummy ache from eating huckleberries on the deck. So we're trying to have a huckleberry-less day. Now they're falling fast and quite free and often, and yeah, there's a lot of them. But we're trying to keep him in the house today so he doesn't have a tummy ache. Chris said, oh, he'll figure it out. And I'm like, no, he's a puppy. He's not going to just figure it out. He's not going to go, my poops aren't quite where they should be. I wonder if it's something that I'm eating. What's been changed in my diet? Oh, wait a minute. It's those huckleberries that are falling off the deck that are so delicious. Maybe I should just not eat like a ton of them a day. Like, he's a dog. He doesn't think like that. He ain't going to just figure it out. Now with this, you can see that I really don't have a good fold anywhere. So what I'm going to do with this, I love this succulent right here. So we're just going to cut that out. You know, and that'll be like a focal image. And then I think the pillows are super cool. I'm going to cut that out. And again, use it as a focal image. I love collage. And I got a good dose of it before I was even 6 years old because my uncle was an amazing collage artist. I ran across his, this was completely accidental, I ran across his thesis from 1977, explaining his ideas about art presentation. It was humbling to read his words after so many years. I like this block of text. It's talking about design. So that's what we're doing. We're kind of looking at the text and we're cutting out words. All right. And we're going to kind of throw this over in our scrap pile. I have a scrap pile and I have a juicy edges pile. I'll put that over there. Okay, we've got one more to fold. Love the expansiveness of this beautiful image here. So we'll fold that like that. Cut this off. All right, so here's what we have to work with. We kind of gleaned some words. We've got focal imagery and maybe just a background piece, focal imagery, and then these folded images, focal imagery. Love that piece. Got the word collection. Now this is just a standalone piece. I would use this in a pocket, as a pocket insert. All right, now we've got these to work with. Let's go to the Grandin Road catalog and just choose a couple more images. You know, kind of like focal images. Isn't that just beautiful? I really like the way that this purple would match the blue of the ocean, but the ocean has very purplish tints to it. I don't know if that was like intentional. So I think what we'll do is just, you know, fussy cut around these little pots. Let's cut it out first, and then we'll go back and trim things up. I've been wearing my glasses so much, they're kind of hurting the bridge of my nose. So I found myself like whacking out a big image and then without my glasses and then putting my glasses back on to fussy cut around things. I wonder where that term came from. Where did the term fussy cuts come from? I think I'm going to do it like that. All right, so we've got that one. Mia has a chew toy, so you can hear her. She loves the I don't even know who makes them. They're like a dental bone, you know. She really likes them. She goes nuts when they come out of the cabinet. So sweet. It's so sweet to take care of a doggy. I love my doggies. Susie he's just young. This says step into spring. Put that right there. Now you've got a lot of words to choose from right here, so I'm just going to kind of set that to the side because I might need a few extra words. Right now I'm just kind of looking for that pink kind of hue, a pinkish hue. Remember Seinfeld? Does she have a pinkish hue? George wanted to know. Do her cheeks have a pinkish hue? See, I like this. Any kind of rug, like rug imagery, wall hanging stuff. Things like that tend to work out really well. We've got some seashells over here. I like those as well. We probably won't do all of our pages, but we'll do some of our pages. Towels. Any kind of stack of anything like this is really useful. So we'll just cut this out right here. And we'll be able to use that for different things. I like the word freshen on this blue background. I like simple. I like steps. All right. Okay, so maybe the takeaway is that we just used a couple of magazines. So we used the Grandin Road and this RTH, and I'll have to find out exactly the name of this catalog. Rustic Trend, something like that. I can't remember. But that's it, you know, so we didn't have to really get out a whole lot of supplies to work with. You know, we've got our glue stick, our scissors, and 2 magazines. Let's start with, I think what we'll do is kind of, I love the way these cushions like stacked up and look so cool, and kind of have a there's something about the way they're stacked that almost makes them look 3D. So we'll do that. And how about we use the word simple right here. Collage that baby down. There we go. I think I'm just going to leave this like it is. There's a little bit of text right here. I want to, I think what we'll do is just that. Don't have to think about it too much. That looks super cool. And that took care of that text really easy. And then just, I'm leaving the rest as it is. Another wonderful portrait. Not going to do anything with that. I think we'll use the shells here. And what I'll do here is find an image to cover that up. It's pretty, isn't it? Quite lovely. What can we use to cover that up? Steps, the word steps. I like projects like this because they're completely thoughtless. I just didn't really have to think a lot about what I was doing or how I was doing it. It's just cutting. It's, you know, looking at things, deciding about the fold, and then cutting. You know, and reassembling. You know, basically that's what collage is about. Collage is about disassembling and reassembling, or that's my layman's perspective. I'm sure that I'm not art educated, so I'm sure there's probably something more to it than that. Okay, then this one. I think with this we can do 2. I think this might be a better receptacle for this. And then maybe this. Kind of like that, don't you? Do you see that? How that works? I think we'll do that. Cut the edge off here. Translate these forms. That's super cool. I heard a quote yesterday that said, what you don't transmute, you transmit. Let that sink in for a minute. The feelings that you don't transmute, which means to turn into something else, to tamp down, you transmit. What you don't transmute, you transmit. I thought that was brilliant. What a brilliant thought. Very true. I like using these little potted flowers. Speaking of flowers, it's cold, windy, no sun. Putting the kibosh on the gardening completely. Kind of really like this just like it is. And I think what we'll do is just add the word simplicity and warmth. Just like that. This. And kind of just change the whole, you know, just get rid of that and make it into a different seascape. Just like that. That looks kind of cool. I feel like that needs something. This is a little too big. So, remember what I said about these words? We'll see what we see. Time to welcome the season. Where it matters most. Home. Let's try and get that arranged on the pillow that we're not using, that we're using as a background piece now. I think this would be amazing if this were your home, if it were my home. But you know what? I appreciate my home. It doesn't have to be at the beach or the ocean or the lake. It's my home. I'm lucky to have it. Lucky to share it with my fella and my doggies, and it's a wonderful thing. Time to welcome the season where it matters most. Home, simplicity and warmth. We didn't add anything to this collection. Translate these forms. Transmute. If what you do not transmute, you transfer. Interesting. Interesting and simple. Simple little art project for y'all today. Just another way to think about your magazine pages, y'all. Have a great one. See you soon. Bye.